Chapter 29, The Angelica Touch by Lindsay J. Sedgwick. You're never leaving me here, Grace hisses as I back down onto the ladder. Come on, so. I can't. She doesn't move. I can't go down ladders, I can only go up. Now you tell me. I didn't know we'd have to go back out that way. I thought we could jump down onto the bales of hay. Okay, look, I'll climb down step by step right in front of you. It'll be like a vertical conga. As we go, slow, I remind the dodgy contraption that masquerades as a ladder that it will be called a tree someday if it doesn't let us down now. We pass Guppy's walkers at her lab at Ruche, where the grass is now 2 feet taller and greener than the rest of the field. Only those men deemed sufficiently virile could join her personal guard, she says. Those that failed, Guppy gestures towards the cliff, well, we'll see their watery grave after lunch. She has them eating her words like honey. I'm sure her accent has got more lyrical too. However, it is possible this whole field was used for similar rites back at the time of the Druids, she says, when sex symbolized the rebirth of the universe in spring. It was a sacred duty. Fertility made the world function. We slip past unnoticed. Now let's go see the stone man, she says. Insert, how to keep mums happy. Words to use, cool, neat, amazing, absolutely. Phrases, I love studying. I really love maths. Irish is my favourite language. School, why do we have so many holidays? I prefer to go to school every week of the year. I wish you could homeschool me. Attitudes, weekends are such a waste. Have you got any chores for me? Sweets, yuck. Give me a carrot stick anytime, or celery, and hummus. Yep, life doesn't get much better than hummus, except maybe tofu with salad. The hotel is buzzing. I was only meant to be handing out sandwiches, but Guppy has me in a corner doing spreads for them while they eat. After lunch, she's taking them to the sighing wall, and she wants them warmed up with a little fortune-telling. Mum wouldn't be happy, but she's not back from the barn yet. The sighing wall is the old estate wall in which Guppy drilled a hole. It's big enough for a hand to slip through. The tale she's telling is that on the day of the spring solstice, any single man could place a hand through if a single woman took it. Not literally, as in amputated, I mean as in to have and to hold. They were married for a year and a day. Part Breton law, part Guppy's imagination, part power drill. At the end of that time, they could part amicably, no harm done. It was internet dating without the photos, the only profiles being the weathering on your hand, and you got to move in immediately. I've just got up to grab a lemonade when I hear Chris's voice in the lobby. Mum's back, I shout to Guppy and wander out to see how it went, given I'm not meant to know anything about this playdate. I mean, he says, you're funny, you're witty, you have no facial hair. What do you mean I don't have facial hair? She says, of course I don't have facial hair. What is it with facial hair? It was a joke, says Chris. He no longer looks even vaguely fluffy-tailed. Lacking in any form of bounce, it's as if it got exhumed out of him. Where's Kitty? What happened after we left? Date's over, says Mum, smart as you like. You've got your eyes. She told me to kiss you, says Chris. Nobody made you kiss me back. I did not, she says. It wasn't a real kiss. That clearly was the kiss you gave Kitty when she decided to demonstrate how it should be done. Hope you learned something useful. Oh, and look, she's waiting for you outside. It's true. Kitty's still there, her engine turning over as if it's trying to break some Iron Man challenge or turn into a Transformer killing machine with rattly pecs. What? Chris looks confused. I said I'd look at her boiler. What is the matter with you? And out he goes. Angelica, says Mum, why are you wearing that dress? What's going on between you and Chris? Nothing, she says. What makes you think there is? I can't say. The last time I saw you together, you were getting on really well, because technically the whole gig was Kitty's idea. He's a fine man, says Guppy. Maybe it's an old person trick. This way of sort of transporting yourself into a scene without anyone noticing. And he works for me, says Mum. Don't you have guests to look after? Guppy gives her a withering look. She's as good at them as I am at shrugs, and it has as much effect on Mum. Mum's in a world of her own, a grumpy world. Guppy heads into the bar to loudly rally her troops. Something happened, Mum. Do you fancy him? Did you kiss Chris? Don't be daft. It was a rehearsal, she says, for a play Kitty's writing. She wanted us to do a read-through. Oh. Chris stomps back in as if I weren't there. Let me get this straight, Molly. You think I'd kiss for a promotion? Kitty and we were trying to help you get over your fear of dating. We were trying to help. We need you in the bar, says Mum, although we don't. Everyone's leaving to follow Guppy. Angelica, says Chris, will you explain to Kitty that I won't be over to look at her boiler until I'm finished here? Mum's still in the office when I'm heading to bed. It's been a long day and the Walkers are still singing in the bar with Jonas. You busy? Not really. She has the romantichearts.com website up and watches to see how I react. So I shrug and say, looks like a neat site. Yep, old-fashioned slang works for mums, makes them feel included. I thought, she says, with your gift you could maybe help me pick one. You sure? I want to show Kitty and Chris that I can do this. Okay, not the healthiest reason, but means justify the ends, don't they? These are the ones I've looked at, she says. I can almost feel Dylan's arm around my waist. Goosebumps. See, the site that has been recommending men, but how am I to know if the person is the person they say they are? Says Mum. She takes a deep breath and I hold mine. Is this when it really begins? I want you to pick one out for me. And yes, I know this is not normal daughter-mother behaviour, but when you haven't dated anyone for it, he looks okay. I interrupt quickly before she tells me something I shouldn't hear. Carl? She calls up his profile, 42, self-employed, entrepreneur, loves the environment, animals, ballroom dancing. Chris knocks on the door to say he's going to the basement to fetch some more whiskey, and Mum shuts the site down quick as a tsetse fly. She says sorry to him outside the door, leaving it ajar so I can overhear, which shows she feels bad. He nods and they sort of hug, and then she's back ready to start over again. Why don't we look at them upstairs on my computer, I suggest. By now I'm imagining Dylan's arm looping around my shoulders, all 5 fingers touching my neck where once I wished for vampire's teeth. Okay, she says, grinning. I've never seen her like this. Like a kid going candy shopping full of fizzy drink. You're old enough for this, she says, aren't you? I'm not freaking you out. What can I do but nod? Nod really deeply and well. By the time I turn off my computer tonight, my mother will be officially dating. Or nearly. Very nearly officially dating. At last. To be continued.